How's it going, everybody? My name is Philip, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Australian bringing former NFLers to Aussie rules football, so to footy. I've been asked or requested to react to something similar to this. NFL players, former NFL players playing AFL. I couldn't really find any other really videos. There's a lot of reactions to AFL. So I'm hoping that footy gets more popular here in the States, but half the time what goes on is people get interested and they'd rather watch it rather than actually play it half the time. Or like, oh, well, football, American football, pays so much more. So why would I want to play footy? Even though footy would be so much more fun. You know? Like, honestly, I don't know if I mentioned this in the past or not, but I've played football in high school in the past, and I was a kicker because I was a soccer player or football player, whichever way you want to go about it. But I'm a soccer player, and I've grown up playing soccer, and I've always played defense, and it was always one of those things where my dad was always just like, just clear it out, just get the ball out. So I've known how to get under the ball well. You know, when I just kick it, I just clear it, just get out of there. I could kick it probably half the field, if not that more, or you know, I've always been really good at that, at least when I was younger. I don't think I've lost my touch. I have not done it recently that I know of. But I was kicking about 35-yard field goals or so easily. Probably could have even done a 50 if we went back far enough, but we just never went back far enough. And honestly, I hate to say this because my life would be completely different, and I don't care much for American football at all, but I probably could be a really good kicker. You know, I could have been the next Janikowski. At least that's what everyone in my high school kept saying. Okay? They're like, dude, you're just as good as Janikowski. And I was like, I'm just kicking the fucking ball. Like, how it's... Like, when I kick it, they're like, damn! And I just, like, I don't understand how this is impressive. That's a normal kick. Like, I kick it, like, 20 yards. Or crap. I've been trying to learn meters. I've been really trying... I probably should close my window, shouldn't I? But I've been really trying to learn the fucking meters and centimeters, the different... Anyways... But I've been kicking super far, and they're just like, oh my gosh, it's so far. Cool. But anyways, I'm interested to see what former NFLers think of footy. So let's get into it as I close my window.
Why would American football players want to go to Australia? Opportunity. The likelihood of them graduating NCAA and going to the NFL are minimal. It's less than 1%. They spend their whole lives grooming themselves for a career in professional football, and yet most of them will never see the inside of an NFL stadium as a player. And there's been no American that's gone down and conquered this.
Okay.
Having an obsession.
So, one thing I have to say is that I feel like the AFL is big enough. So I don't know if this is the guy that recruited Mason Cox or not. I think his name was Nathan. Nathan. What the fuck kind of... Okay. But like, I feel like Australia has their own system of getting whether it's former NFLers, people that aren't going to make it into the pros, you know, which regardless of league, I feel like they have their own system in place. Like, I'm sure they have like their own sort of not tournaments, not what I'm combine. You know how NFL has the NFL combine for people that come up from wherever. I'm sure Australia has something similar. And if they don't, then they need to set one up. So maybe they don't have to go through this guy that looks like Sean Bean? No. I am terrible with actors' names. Fucking Eddard Stark. The fuck's his name? Him. That's what he kind of looks like in this picture, at least. Oh, if he says winter is coming, I might lose it. Um, but like I feel like they would have something set up. Maybe if I continue to watch without pausing, they might suggest it or tell about it. I don't know, because I don't know. So let's shut up and watch, shall we?
Is that never say die attitude. When people tell you that this won't be done, it can't be done, that I'm crazy, you go through them. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and remain focused on your vision and your ultimate goal.
That is outstanding. Hooks it round the corner. What a goal from Fedugaler.
He's in four. You've got to kick a goal after that run.
Oh no.
Yes!
What a grab. That's on the highlights reel forever. It's a golden bird.
I have to say, after watching multiple games, I haven't seen a lot of, I don't remember what it's called, but where you jump on the person's back to catch it. I don't see a lot of that happening. For some reason, I thought that was more part of the game than it was. Maybe they're just playing it more safe right now. I don't know. But I don't remember seeing that. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention when it happened. But I feel like I've been paying pretty good attention to a lot of the games I've been watching. I've been trying not to stay on my phone the entire time while watching them. So, like, more so towards the end of each period, maybe I get on my phone. Okay, I'm probably digging myself out. I haven't seen a lot of it recently, okay? This guy's name is Miro?
My name is Miro Gladovic. I'm the creator of American Footy Star.
Bring American football players down to play Australian football. Okay, so why is it just American football?
10 years ago, I was just blown away that 99 out of 100 people had never heard of the sport, had never seen it on TV, didn't know that it existed.
Okay, that's another thing. No one ever sees it on TV because if it's played at 2:30 in the morning, more than half the time, if you're awake at that time, you're working, or if you're awake, then I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of people watches TV when they're awake. Because when I was awake that early in the morning, years back, I was awake only because I was playing video games with my friends. So I wasn't watching. I was watching TV, but I was playing games on my TV with a friend. You know, so unless you already previously know about the sport, you're not gonna be up till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning to be watching the sport. Now that I've heard about the sport, I will set it to record more and I will try and find more ways to watch it. Okay? Or if you don't want to stay up at 2:30 in the morning, then you got to pay like $60 here for the season, maybe more, maybe $100, $60 to $100 for an online service to be able to watch it. Which half the time people ain't gonna do that. I watch a lot of soccer, but I'm not gonna pay an extra $9 for fucking Paramount Plus. Like, I'm sorry, give me better originals. I'd rather have fucking HBO Max than Paramount Plus. Come on now.
I mean, that to me was just incomprehensible. Australian rules football is a hybrid. It's a hybrid of soccer, rugby, American football, volleyball, and basketball. It calls on all your skill sets, the ball's constantly in play, and it's very high scoring. When I started out with my guys here in LA, I was just blown away by the athleticism. These guys are world-class athletes. This is what I was looking for. I didn't want mediocre athleticism. I wanted to start with superior athletes. Our guys were demolishing AFL time sprints, 20 meters, vertical leaps, repeat sprints, you name it. It gave me a lot of hope that...
Okay, I'm sorry that I keep pausing. If you want to watch it unpaused and whatnot, you could go down in the description below. One thing I have to say, though, is we're very athletic. We could be very athletic here. If all of our top athletes that ever played, whether it was just soccer or football, we could be, I feel like we could be powerhouses. Like if we all, stuck to one sport, we could be powerhouses in any sport, obviously. And I think that goes for everyone though. But like, we got a lot of really, really good athletes. And because there's so many sports to play, let's say we didn't have baseball or what else can I say we don't have that I'd be okay with? American football. If those two sports didn't exist, that's hundreds to thousands of players that goes into other sports. You know, they could go into rugby. You know, they can go into soccer. They can go into footy. You know, they can go into hurling because that would be fucking awesome. I would love to have that here. There probably is. I probably should look that up actually. But if all of our best athletes, if all of our, not even just best athletes, if a lot of our athletes would go into other sports other than baseball and American football, maybe even basketball, then, you know, if they went into soccer or rugby, you know, we would be powerhouses. Granted, it helps that we have a ginormous piece of land and population to choose from. But then again, there's also a lot of very, very heavy people. So, there's that as well.
You know, I'm not so crazy after all.
It's going to be a team building exercise having these phenomenal ex-NCAA football players as part of your preseason. I mean, athletically, they are far superior to anything that the AFL has ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you have him out there? There's no risk to you guys, no cost involved.
We'll take care of their airfares, accommodation.
I could see that. I could understand that. Like, how good are they at kicking, though?
With it, absolutely. I've come so far, and
Sorry. That's another thing. I don't feel like, unless you're a soccer player or a kicker in American football, you're not going to be very good at kicking. You might have, like, the basics of, okay, I'll kick it, but you'll kick it with your toe, which that's not going to do you very much good in any sport, honestly. I mean, you might get lucky every once in a while, but I feel like half the time, kicking is going to be the biggest issue. Because, especially when I played football in high school, when I see them kick, I'm just like, a toddler could kick just as good as that. You know, I'm watching them kick, and I'm just like, what the fuck? When my brother played football in high school, you know, he didn't get any playing time as a tight end, I think, or he was one of those. It's because he couldn't learn the playbook, I guess, or whatever, because it's just a fucking stupid ass sport anyway. But he couldn't get any playing time. My dad and I and my mom, we saw their kicker. You should probably know where I'm going with this. He didn't know shit. Like, the way he's kicking it. And we're just looking at him like, what the fuck was that? That's your kicker? I was like, what? 8th grade. So I was maybe 12-ish. And I'm like, dude, I can kick better than that. You're fucking like, what? Junior, senior? I don't know how old he was. He could have been a freshman for all I know. But if that's the best kicker that they got, that's poor. That's sad. And like I said, unless you're coming from a soccer background half the time, you're not going to know how to fucking kick a ball. And I understand I had to learn little bits of how to kick a football. Or hold it this way, do this way. When you drop it, do this. But even without all that, I'm kicking the ball. It's still going very far. You know? Yeah. Like, I don't know how good of a kicker Mason Cox was when he first started. He might have been very athletic, but when you go to the AFL, if you can't kick the ball, especially if you're an attacker or a midfielder, I mean, I guess defenders should probably know how to do it. I mean, you know, I'm sure everyone on the field knows how to kick a ball through the goalposts, but I just don't feel like it would be good. You know?
I've encountered nothing but resistance.
Yeah. It would also help if he had actual video of everyone.
Now, the guys here at Port Melbourne excited about being a part of this. and they've extended an invitation for 2 of our guys to come out.
Just 2?
We're going to bring out Tory Harkness and Carl Winston.
Hey Billy, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Just work out.
Bit late in the night, been finishing a session, 9:30, is it?
Yeah, it's 9:30. I got a late night session there.
Coach Paul Hudson's extended an invitation for you to come out and join Sandringham, mate.
I'm blessed, man.
Pack your bags, you'll be flying out on Friday night.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
You know, I stayed 10 minutes from LAX, so when I'm out here thinking, all you see is planes, I say to myself, like, one of these days, I'm gonna be on one of them planes. And today is the day.
Four months later and deep in the footy season, Miro comes to Australia. So he was trying at preseason at first, and it took him so much longer.
New South Wales here in Australia. It's a town I think of about 3,000 people odd. I say I think because I'd never heard of Temora before my players landed here.
Damn,
Maybe
that's
should have looked somewhere up on the map. I'd have left them by themselves. I mean, they said it was the country, but man, it's like they got you on a deserted island and it ain't nothing but footy.
okay. That seems a little bit dangerous, especially because right now, seeing those wildfires, I'm sure they're controlled. I'm gonna throw that out there. But as soon as one does not get controlled, you're gonna have a disaster like you did a couple years ago, where all of your country's on fire. I would be very cautious, especially up here, because we go through fire seasons ridiculously fast. Probably not fast, but probably not the right choice of wording. But we go through a lot of fires, and it sucks. Especially because then the air quality gets terrible here.
Billy, Tory Harkness and Carl Winston ended up securing the contract out here with Temora to play country footy. The great thing about that was they would be playing full games every week as opposed to coming off the bench for 5 or 10 minutes a game at a higher level. For them it was perfect.
We're a country football club. Town's about 5,000 people. We were pretty excited when they rang and said, yeah, they'd like to spend the whole season here, which really suits the boys to come and hone their skills. I think it's a great thing for our footy club. I think it's a great thing for the league.
When I got to Temora, it was just like, I just wanted to hug my guys, and that's what I did. Like, I just hugged them, and I was just like, so freaking proud of them. Just seeing them in Australia, it was just like something that you dream. Like, you wake up and like, did I just dream that? I mean, they were like, you know, the local imported American rock stars.
We're more than happy with these guys.
Okay. So, like, what tier? Because I'm thinking, like, in soccer, how in England there's, like, a bunch of different tiers. You start with the Premiership, then you go to the Championship, then League 1, League 2, then probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. Where's Temora at? Tier-wise? Is that, like, third tier? You know, because there's the AFL, then there's, you know, whatever league is under that, and, you know. Is that where that's at?
The American Palace. We all come in here every night, watch some movies, just basically chill, and you know, I guess you could say it's bonding time. This is the garage. This is where we ride around town. We got our bikes. This is the kitchen. You know, I come in here and get my chef on every now and then. Everybody cook their own food in here. This is the backyard. Get a couple oranges when you want some. You ain't got to pay for oranges. That's a good thing. Keep everything clean here. That's how we like it.
What's the Australian jeans company? Is this like Juga Boy or Levi? What do you guys got? Is it Lee? I feel like he's one of those spokesmodels for the 90s Arizona jeans. Yeah, that's my bike. It's not mine, but I'm riding it. Where's your helmet?
Miro's country footy players are making progress, but his sights are set on breaking through with an AFL team.
I get contact from Miro essentially saying, this is the time. This is the time we've been waiting for. The coaches are interested, the teams are interested. We've got workouts lined up for you. Everything is hitting right now. You know, we wanted it to happen 6 months ago, but this is it.
Ramses Barden. Well, Ramses is our one and only NFL player. So when he turned up on our doorstep, I was very happy to say the least.
I'm seeing how big the sport is here and how it's on par with soccer. It's on par with rugby. You know, it's been an organized game in Australia for 130 to 150 years, which surpasses football. I'm not in the NFL. I'm not sure I want to play again, but I got time to go be a pioneer in Australia.
We had a great day planned to watch the Essendon St Kilda game. It didn't turn out as we anticipated. The team that was hosting Ramses lost by over 100 points.
Damn.
It doesn't happen very often. And it was their 4th loss in a row, and their coach was rumoured to be fired.
The dribble kick is good. This would be massive. It is massive. And the Saints continue to stretch their lead.
We flew into a bit of a shitstorm.
And the Saints.
Okay. Shitstorms, like, they always need to be shaken up somehow. So if trying to get your players onto an AFL team, go for one of those teams that are just going through that terrible patch where the coach is about to get fired or rumored to get fired. You know, go to one of those teams that are looking to shake it up a bit. You know? I think that's how it's supposed to go. Because otherwise, if you're going to go to the team that's number 1 in the league, first place, you're just like, they're going to be like, why? I mean, with our team right now, we're first. So, I mean, at least you chose the right team. I also think it's interesting they sit
Finally,
in a booth.
Ramses is getting a shot at an
The
NFL,
coaches.
player.
Do I want something to come out of it? Yeah.
There's a lot on the line in terms of just the future potential of this and identifying whether this is even feasible.
See, look at that kick. I'm sure he was training. He was also wide receiver, so don't be 100% impressed.
Ramses flew 21 hours for a tryout that lasted 10 minutes.
Jeez.
Been not what I would have ideally liked.
I think if they were really serious about me, they might have put me through some more intensive drills, some more one-on-one time. It might have took a little longer than 10 or 12 minutes.
The fact that we were able to execute this first step today with the club, the fact that we're inside the walls is, I think, a huge development. It's a huge step in the right direction.
Maybe they never were taking it serious. That's not my responsibility to blame them for not taking it serious. I know it's been presented to me as if this was a guaranteed launch for something brand new, creative, and profitable for all parties involved.
This is purely trial and error. Nothing's guaranteed. For me, that wasn't a disaster. I know Ramses was frustrated, but to me, that was a win.
There's a bunch of different moving pieces to
Not the best
this
one.
dream. I'm going to call it a dream of Miro's to bring this sport from one part of the world to another. I think it's a great idea. It makes so much sense on paper, but there remains stuff to be proven on all ends.
Billy, Tori, and Carl, they've been my source of inspiration throughout this whole process.
With a season under our belt, we're going in there and we actually know the game.
We can play this game. I feel like there's nothing that I can't do if I want to do it. You know, and I want to play AFL, so I'm going to play AFL.
Just seeing their determination, it just mirrors my passion. There's no stopping this. We can only grow, we can only get bigger and better and have more athletes and have more success for my existing guys. This is the ultimate opportunity. It's a dynamic, amazing professional sport in one of the best countries in the world, Australia.
Maro's country footy were preparing to return to Australia in early 2016. Oh, so I wonder what the update is, because obviously that's 2016. So obviously this happened. This was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. It's definitely interesting, and I would love to see more Americans try out and whatnot. But like I said, I feel like there needs to be a system, combine in place for anyone that's actually interested to grow their teams, for them to try and, whether it's a draft or whatever the heck Australia does. There should definitely be some way of getting more people from different countries. Because how did I've heard people, I've read some of the comments where they said that there's a couple Irish people, Irish guys that have played footy, and I'm curious, how exactly did they get into it? You know, how were they drafted or recruited or whatever into playing footy? You know, and how is it that these men, how is it that here in the U.S., how is it that we can get more attention to get abroad, to go to do AFL? You know, because obviously we have the US AFL here, and it's definitely not on the same level. Because even if you watch the YouTube videos, they're very on pitch level, you know. So instead of being like on level with it, you know, even if they're like in a stand and they're looking down on it a little bit, probably a little bit more than what it's at now, if that. But I mean, it's tough to get a grasp of how big the field is, you know, on the camera and whatnot. I don't know. It's just, I would love for more, I guess information on if anything's changed within the last 6 years, I guess. This person 4 years ago has said the AFL has already been holding a U.S. Combine every year since 2013. Okay. See, but that's another thing. How are we supposed to know about the Combine? I guess, I mean, if you actually really follow it and you actually go into it every year, then watch it consistently, then I guess that will make sense. But it would make it a lot more difficult for someone like Miro, being a middleman, to literally try and get his players in. You know, the best way, it sounds like, would be if he got them into the combines. You know, it's just, I'm curious why he didn't try to go for rugby. I understand that AFL and everything, but I'm curious why he didn't try rugby. But that was definitely interesting. I don't know if there's any other videos that have NFLers playing AFL, but I'll definitely give it a watch if you could find it. I've looked like for like a day trying to find a good one, and this was the one that I found first. You know, there's a lot of people reacting to AFL, so I didn't really want to react to a reaction of AFL. Unless someone reacts to me reacting to AFL, then I will react to someone reacting to me reacting to AFL. Maybe. It'd probably be stupid to do so. But thanks for watching. If there's anything else that you'd like me to react to next, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe for more content, and leave a like rating. Definitely help me out a lot, and I will see you guys later.